Welcome to The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature Build by Overview. Thank you so much to the EA Creator Network for making the early access possible. As per usual, I'm going to go through all the items in Build and Buy and give you my thoughts on them. Some good, some bad. Well, no, my opinions aren't bad. Well, I guess you might think they are, but I have some thoughts. Alright, well first off, let's just get this out of the way. This is Mr. Samageness. I'm going to be doing a mini Let's Play with him as well, which will also be out today, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, he's just in case we need to show off some gameplay stuff. He's here. Any likeness is purely coincidental. Same with the name as well. So we're gonna start off right here with the windows and doors. And right away, if you haven't already seen it from other previews and screenshots, the style in this pack is very much, I would say, like the Art Nouveau inspired fantasy fairy tale. It is very much whimsical. Whimsy. I mean, the most normal door here is probably this one. The rest are just kind of funsies in a good way. Like if this is what you're after, you're gonna love this. If you don't want any, I'm gonna say right now, if you don't want any fairy tale or magical enchanted fairy Art Nouveau inspired items and architecture, probably not the pack for getting specifically for build and buy, okay? Just right off the bat. If you're not into it, it's not gonna work. And I think I'm gonna use these a lot when it comes to doing those kind of fun fairy tale builds, because I think it's absolutely perfect for that. But everyday use, probably not. I mean, obviously throughout our Let's Plays and stuff, we're definitely gonna use this, but let's go ahead and go through it all. You can basically see already here, we have kind of two main sets, and that sort of goes throughout this whole pack in general. So we've got this set here, which has got like the wood and the moss. So this actually has like moss and stuff growing on each of them. And that is very much a theme throughout all the items in the pack as well. So we'll have a look at that when it comes up more. And then we have the other set, which is just more of the bare wood. I would say almost more like Hobbit, Lord of the Rings kind of inspired, Hobbiton, you know, that kind of vibe. And I'm not just making it up. I know. If anyone would know, it'd be me. No. There's various references to, you know, Lord of the Rings and that throughout all this as well. So I think that's probably one of the draws of the inspiration. So that's kind of how I see this set as well. Anyway, let's have a look. So we have, let me just move these doors. Get the blue set over here first. So, well, I mean, they're not all blue, but yes. So we got a bunch of new doors here. I really like these. So there's actually one that comes with a little wreath on it and one without, and then a nice big glass door, and then a double door here as well. And actually these are all the doors. There's no extra taller ones or bigger windows. This is the entire selection that we have. So there's no, like, I've got medium walls here on the lot, but none of these windows or doors are medium. So anyway, let's have a look here in the color range. One thing that I think, like, there are some nice color choices, but I do kind of feel, and this, again, because this is a theme throughout the pack, you know, these doors and have their own set throughout the pack that matches. The colors kind of, like, whilst these are very, like, fun, magical, enchanted, fairy tale-like, I kind of feel like the colors are almost muted and limited. Like, I kind of want some brighter, more sparkly, I don't know, something more from them. They almost seem like it could go to the next level, but it's not quite there. And that kind of color selection applies to various items in this same set. Having said that, I mean, still very cool. But I thought I'd just point that out. I just kind of feel like if we're gonna go to the whole magical, occult, fairy land and sort of go there with the whole pack, we should go there, you know what I mean? Anyway, still very nice colors and all that. And as you can tell, I quite liked the mossy wood framing. I thought it would work well for our camera here today. So anyway, those are those doors there. All looking good. I do like the little details around the windows there as well. It's got like a little bit of moss growing there, and same on this one. And then, so I guess we'll have a look at their sort of matching windows to that set. So we have these set of smaller windows just here. And actually something cool about these, even without move objects on, you can get them pretty close to each other. So you can kind of start building almost like this little collection of windows, and they do fit together pretty well. Actually, can I flip this the other way? I can. So you can sort of cluster them together and all that, which I think is actually kind of fun. And then with move objects, you could do it even more. So I think that's a nice little feature of them, because otherwise they might feel a bit repetitive if you've only got a few of them, but you could start sort of creating almost different shaped windows by combining them. So you can see on this side, and I've actually got this window facing the wrong way, one side will have like the moss and all that, and then presumably this would be the inside, because you can even see there's like a little handle there. It's just like the clean wood. So you have the moss on the outside. So you can really build your little fantasy cottage. Now, one thing, and I've mentioned this, I think in whichever build buy overview videos that contain such instances of this. This curved window. This is a different, can you tell that these two are different items? Oh, actually that's really, actually I just noticed where my face cam is right now. I took this wood frame and then I warped it, like I just pulled it around to make it square. I took this frame that I'm in right now from this window. And my camera was sitting like right on top of it. And you can see here, that little detail, you can see it's the exact same as that bit there. Sorry, I just kind of got tripped out by seeing it like line up perfectly. Anyway, sorry. Back to my point here. We have these two windows. These are completely different items in the catalog. Fairy tale double glass window curved and fairy tale double glass window not curved. I still, and if there's a good reason for this, please, someone from EA, can you just let us know? Because I don't quite understand why we need a specific curved version and a non-curved version. I get that the curved version, when you put it on the curved wall, like it does the thing where it like bends around, and that's really cool. But I don't understand why that needs to be a separate item, because you can see it also places on a regular wall. So why do we need one that doesn't do that? Like, why do I need a window that doesn't curve on a curved wall? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of that? Why can't we just use this one and then not double up in the catalog? Because now we have two windows right here in the catalog that are the exact same item. In fact, I'm probably just going to use whichever one I click on first in most cases. And then I'll try to use it on a curved wall one day and be like, why is it not working? I don't know, it seems odd. Like, I don't understand why this is a thing. Also, the irony of this, first of all, okay, well, there's a couple things. Sorry, we're deep in the rant territory anyway already, but I'll keep it brief as much as possible. You can tell how much more it gets squished when it goes around the corner. Like, look at the width of the window here, and then it goes here and it gets like really squished. It's like, okay. And you're like, okay, maybe that's just a thing. You know how sometimes you put it on a diagonal wall and it stretches or whatever. But then you look at the other side and you can actually see the window cutout doesn't even fit the curved window. The specific curved window doesn't work properly. And I think what's happened is for some reason the model got squished. They stretch it back out again, it'll be fine, and then it'll look, and then it won't also look like it gets visibly, like you can see the difference there when I do that. Anyway, let's move on. So that's a bit weird. Anyway, so that's those set of windows. And again, these have those sort of color ranges of those doors over there. Same sort of thing. Again, I would have liked more like colorful and bright options. I do like this dark green and purple that does almost give like villainous vibes. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, I don't know, just something more bright. But other than that, the actual style and all that, I think this is going to pair really, really well with a lot of the Realm of Magic stuff as well. And then here are these windows that match those doors back there. We'll go back to those doors in a second, but we'll just have a look at these while we're here. So we have like a small, medium, and a tall version of this one. And we have like a little double wide one, a nice big one. I mean, this is giving Hobbit to me, like massively. Like this is, we need to build a Hobbit house, right? Like we have to. And like the glass has kind of got this texture to it. It's almost like it's that old, actually, I think even in the movies, when you see in the house, it's kind of got the old glass where it looks a little bit wavy. Like it just seems like it's like old hand-blown glass or something like that, where it's not perfectly flat. If you go through here, you can see a few different variations. I mean, look at that, isn't that cool? So, see, I think some of these have some fun magical fairy tale stuff. Like if we're gonna do this pack, I feel like we need to lean into it more. Even still though, these colors are still pretty muted of the actual window itself. I feel like we could have pushed a little further, but having said that, very nice window. I do like this set. So those are those windows just there. The back of here, we got the door. So we have a nice single arch door here. I love the little snail on there. It's very cute. And we have a few different patterns as we roll through here as well. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, this is totally like some villainous house. Like the dark green and the purple vibe that we saw in these as well. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, you can see that we can still, even though these are kind of like, I guess, different sets, the colors will all go together with them. And I'd be curious, obviously we'd have to open up Realm of Magic, but I would like to see how these pair with some of the stuff from that, if the wood tones match. Sorry, my ear feels a little loose. So we'd have to check that out, but I can't do that right now, unfortunately. And then we have a bunch of archways here, which I really love. I do really love this sort of nice curve that we've got this shape going over all these. It's really, really nice. And I love the intricate like detailing in here, all the curves and natural nature, the enchanted nature of it all. And we have a larger like 3 wide arch here as well, which is nice. Okay, if I could zoom in a bit more. This lot currently, I'm hoping, I think they said they're hopefully fixing by launch. Can't guarantee that, but this lot has like a bug on it, so I can't move my camera further to the back of the lot. Like this is as far back on the lot as I can go right now. Kind of annoying, but anyway. Anyway, so those are the windows and doors. I think they're very cool, to be honest. And quite frankly, I'm surprised how much I like them. Because, I don't know, like this is definitely not a style I normally build in, but I think this will be really fun to build with all this stuff. So I guess moving on from windows and doors, let's go to like building trims, columns, roofs, that kind of stuff. So over here, right up the top here, we have a new frieze, the fairy tale frieze. Again, that's matching that mossy set. So if we look through here, oh, that, you know what? That actually kind of looks like a cake or something, like a cake with frosting. Hey, that could be a good build. So we got that frieze there. There's also, I'm gonna put the walls up. There's a new floor trim just here on top of it, which has all those wood tones as well. Can zoom in a little bit. It's kind of hard to get the camera in the right spot. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, so that's that new floor trim, and we have a couple of new corbels. Corbels? Sure. Which are just these little things that sort of hang on the side of a wall, and I guess you could use them for various building details. So typically, if I was going to use these, I would like if I had like a section of a building up top that was sticking out, you'd put these underneath, so it's like a little detail of support for that part of the structure. Something like that is kind of how I would use them. So we got a couple, well, we got one more of those. I've just put 2 of them there with all those wood tones. And we also have a new foundation, which, you know what, let's pull that up a little bit. Nice rocky foundation with a bunch of moss all over it. Lovely, lovely. This blue and pink variation, it's kind of cool. Like that, okay, that is definitely, and I think actually over here where I was looking at it, yeah, this set is very candy coated. Dude, can we make like, what's the fairy tale with the witch that has the candy house? Is that Hansel and Gretel? I think so. We could do that. We can make a candy house, let's go. And then we also have a new window balcony. Just here. So I think there's plenty, and there's a lot more wall decorations like plants and stuff we'll look at in a minute. There's a lot of stuff we can do to decorate the exterior of a build, which is really, really nice. So this is a nice detail that is just decorative. Actually, I haven't checked if there's any, sometimes these balconies you can place stuff on. Oh yes, okay, so we can actually put stuff on it, which is kind of nice. So there's like a few slots, a small one there, there, and there. And then I think there's a slightly larger one in the middle. Yeah. So you can place stuff on that as well, which is really nice. Oh, let's do the pink candy one. Yeah. Actually, that's almost giving like Frozen, like Elsa castle kind of vibe. Maybe not the plants, but the blue. All right, so that's that. Then we've got the roof and the roof decorations over here. So we've got 2 new roof textures. These old shingles. There's actually a nice variety of roof textures. So there's some that are just like the consistent singular color, like that one. And then there's the ones that have like multiple tones in it. So it has a little bit more variation, a little bit more going on with it, which I really like. I like that we're getting both, like rather than just a dark one or just one that's got all the different colors. I like that we've got the sort of different options there. And then we have a new grass roof because obviously with base game, there's no grass roofs in it because I think those came in, was it Eco Lifestyle? So we have a new one here in Enchanted by Nature. So this is the default one. I feel like some of these almost don't feel green enough, but I guess maybe that's the point. They almost feel a little bit muted. I guess maybe because, well, I guess to be fair, a lot of stuff is almost supposed to be like moss and that, so maybe it's more mossy than, well, you know what? It does say moss roof blanket, so I guess that makes sense. There are some that do look more green, so depending on your flavor, you can sort of go through these a little bit. There's also a pink one. And then, of course, you can already see for these, there's matching dormers for both of these roof textures, so we can find the ones that match, pop them on there. Nice little extra roof details. And we also have new roof trims to go with the roofs as well, because if we just had the default one, it might look a little silly, especially with the moss one. So with the moss one, we get the nice rounded edge. We can pop that on, and it actually looks like it sort of goes around it a little bit neater. And then we also have a new wooden edge, which will match, of course, like the floor trims, the spandrels, the freezers. Well, we haven't looked at the spandrels yet, but we will see that. We have all that sort of wood set coming through there, which of course has all those colors. And then we have a couple of new roof decorations. So we got this new chimney, which I love this. I feel like this is like perfectly wacky. I love this. It's really nice. This is perfect fantasy vibe. Nice, like rusty, like brass looking one almost. So we got nice little color selections through. Ooh, look at this one. Yeah, that's good. Like it looks almost like a rusted kind of copper. And then over here, we got a couple of new plants on the roof because of course you guys already know by now, there was the base game update where we can put plants on roofs. Let's move this over here. I need a bigger section of roof here. So of course you guys have already seen, we can put all these plants on the roofs, and they have added a couple more in this pack to do that as well. So we've got this one here, nice colors going through that one, and this one here. And yeah, some of these are really nice actually. And of course, I mean, these don't have to go on the roof, they can also go on the ground. I'm just wondering, so these are, I think it's kind of weird, and I think this is a mistake because it is strange, but these plants are only available in the chimney category, which I strongly disagree with, by the way, that they put all these plants into the chimney category. I know it's called roof sculptures, but even it being called roof sculptures, would we consider a bush a roof sculpture? I don't think they should be in here. That's unnecessary. Why did we do that? And if they really wanted to do that, just add a little bush icon here or something instead. Like, I don't like that. Anyway, my point was going to be that these plants are in the chimney category, but they are not in the plant category anywhere. They're not in the flowers, they're not in the shrubs, they're not in the trees. And on that note, we don't have any new trees, shrubs, flowers at all, or rocks. There's none, which is kind of bizarre to me that we don't have any new plants in this pack. We do have new plants, let me clarify. We don't have build mode like landscaping plants in the pack. At least not here and not without cheats. Although I think we do have two because we have these two, but for some reason they're just not categorized properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that's an oversight and they will probably appear in here at some point. Anyway, very nice plants. So continuing on the build mode theme, let's have a look at the new columns, fences, and stairs that go with all the windows and stuff that we just saw before. So here we have a couple of different sets. I've kind of smudged them all together, but let's just zoom in on this little fence set here. So we have this woodland knot fence, which of course matches our, I guess, let's call it more clean Art Nouveau style. And then we have like the mossy green. Actually, that's pretty good. We had the lean and the green style. And then, so yeah, then this is our more whimsical green, hedgy, planty, overgrown style just there. So we have these two different sets here as well in the fences. So you can see how these both act differently. This one has a post every single tile. This one only adds a post in if you add one in. So like you can see the fence just continues. And then as you would expect, it has all those sort of same colors. So you can really go matchy on your entire house if you want. And some very nice variations through all these here as well. And of course, here with this fence, you know what? I'm starting to really like this blue color, the blue and pink vibe. Might have to do a build with that. So we do have, thankfully, matching gates to both fences. Sometimes that's not a guarantee. We will get brand new fences and no matching gates. I do think in general though, the whole gate fence system, I don't know how possible this is. It just needs an overhaul because ever since they made doors and windows be able to place anywhere like this, like you can just put a door anywhere, you know what I mean? And same with windows, ever since we've been able to just do this and do whatever we want with them, it really feels like I'm living in the Stone Age with fences and gates. And this is not a criticism of Enchanted by Nature at all. This is just The Sims 4 in general, but I just wanted to bring it up because it does, like, I don't know, just the fact that we never get that many gates and that the gates we do have are so limited, like in the sense that sometimes I want a double wide gate, but I want to put it in the middle of 3, or, you know, I want to put a 1 wide gate in the middle of 2, but we can't do any of that, you know. Anyway, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that because we do have gates for both fences. We've got a diagonal version there and we have the regular version just here. Very nice. And then this one's kind of interesting because it's kind of, you got this huge overhanging bit and then this is just like hanging up in the air. You can see how it's like got a big support there and then it's actually not attached on this side. So that's kind of fun. A little bit different. We've got a big diagonal version. Also, I kind of don't like this about gates, how they really do stretch them. Some gates on a diagonal, like you can see that this is just that gate stretched. Same with this one. Some gates, they do put the effort into actually creating custom diagonal versions, which I think is this one. So you can see how this has 4 spaces there. Then we go here, we actually have 6. So this gate is actually being customized on the diagonal so it doesn't look like it's just stretched out. And this is what I mean when we need like a gate system overhaul. Because obviously if it didn't have to stretch and take up the same one diagonal square, then it also wouldn't look strange. I don't know, just when you have this, like look at this gap down here. Like that doesn't work for me. It does seem like a shame and an oversight to just take the same mesh and stretch it out. In some cases it works. So I'm not saying this is always bad, but I think it's particularly in this case where the spacing between each of the palings? Anyway, the spacing between each of those, it's so glaringly different on the diagonal. Like that just doesn't work for me. This one, I guess technically it's not as obvious, but it does also just kind of look a little strange. Like this is clearly supposed to be a circle, but because it's on a diagonal, it's just stretched and not circular anymore. And that kind of same with these. So that's just something I don't really appreciate with gates. Just putting it out there. Having said that, if we don't use these on a diagonal, very nice. Very nice, very good. Oh, blue and pink, let's go. And then, so to go with those, we also have matching stair railings. So we got one for this sort of grassy, what's it called? Sylvan spiral fence, of course, referencing the Sylvan Glade from base game. So that we have one matching that there, and over this side we have a railing matching this one as well, which is great. And of course we have new stairs, which match the new foundation, which is also very nice. So we can see this one here. Got, of course, the pink and blues, lovely, lovely. And we have two new columns to match both these sets as well. So we have the more, what are we calling it? The lean Art Nouveau, and we have the, well, actually I don't even know if that is Art Nouveau. I don't know if maybe just this one's Art Nouveau and this is a different style. I don't know. Anyway, then we have the more fun green, we have the green style. I know this has no moss on it, but you know, so yeah. More spindly one, more standard looking one. Likewise, we have the same when it comes to actual spandrels up here. So I have the nice spindly wood one, and we have this one here to go with the other set as well. So we actually have a very comprehensive build set, which I was quite frankly, and this goes for items in the game as well, I think we have a pretty good set of items in this expansion pack. And of course, we'll see them soon. If this is the set of items you're after, I think it's a great set. If you're looking for something else that isn't fantasy and isn't spindly and natural and organic looking, this is definitely not what you're gonna like. So, wallpapers and floors. Let's have a look at those right over here. So we got we'll have a look at the floors, 3 new floors. This Secret Garden Swirl Stone, a little bit of fun. This is probably going to be used, I mean, in gardens, I would suggest. I mean, I guess I could use it inside, but it'd be a little bit random. I do think flooring and walls are kind of one of those things that there should be a lot more of these in expansion packs, just in general. Because like, at the end of the day, these are just, they're not an item. They're not like a 3D object that takes a huge amount of time to model, iterate on, make sure animations or item slots and all that kind of stuff work on it. They're 2D textures that you can go edit and create pretty quickly. And that's not downplaying the work that goes into it, but I think we can probably agree that making a 2D texture is gonna be quicker than making, I don't know, a fence or a set of stairs, you know what I mean? And that is to say that I feel like we do not have enough floors or walls in this pack. Like, for a pack that is fantasy, fairy tale, enchanted, really like fun and magical. We have wood and stone and grass. And this, I mean, this is lovely. Don't get me wrong, I love this. But like, why don't we have a version of this that just has like the trim on it and just like some fun color? Because it's got a nice little skirting board, a nice trim up the top. It'd be nice to have this with just, I don't know, some other textures in it, either just a nice color, some other patterns, but it's just this. Not that, it's just this, which is great, and I love this. But it's stuff like that. It's like they've already done the work for this bit. Now just put like a blank color. Just give them colors and fun stuff. I don't know. It just seems like we could get. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm sitting on the floors. Anyway, these are very. What we do have, very nice. This is fun. And then of course, this is the same texture that we see on the roof over there. So then you can match this to your roofs. So I guess in this case, I've got the pink one. I could grab that out. Now, flooring and roofs, the lighting in the game kind of makes them look different sometimes, even though it is the same color. You're gonna run into stuff like this where even though it is the same, just how the game works makes them look different. So I guess you probably don't want to use these right side by side, but they are the same kind of thing. So I guess this is also handy to have. And then our last floor is this wood flooring, which is just almost like a crazy paver, but out of wood. So I don't know, it's kind of fun, but I feel like we could have got a lot more flooring options than 3. It seems like we were cooking pretty good in all the other like build mode stuff, like fences, columns, roofs, windows, doors, freezers, spandrels, floor trims, and then we got to floors and they're like, nah, 3's good. Nah. I don't know what happened. Anyway, onto the walls. Yes, I love this one. This one is so cool. So this here is like the full texture and then it repeats after this. So each little individual wall painted section will be part of that repeated. So, I mean, this is very cool. I love this. This is gonna be a lot of fun for like kids' rooms or just, oh yes, the pink and the blue. Fun, I don't know, living rooms, houses, all that. It could be used for a lot of stuff. It's really cool. I love this. I love it. It's so cool. This is what I'm after. Like, I kind of feel like all the build stuff I know I was just saying I love, and I think it is really good for this set. More color and more fairy tales and more, this I think is kind of getting there, this is kind of what we need. Anyway, let's go back. And then we have like Minecraft birch trees, which if I did a little while ago, like is this not the Minecraft birch tree texture? I know it's not because Minecraft is like pixels, but that's what it's giving to me. And that's not a bad thing. I actually think it's really nice to just have this like sort of wood texture. Is this, wait, what is this? It is literally birch, yeah, so that makes sense. I mean, that's probably why it looks like the Minecraft one, because they're both based off birch. That makes sense. I do like that. It's quite nice. Then we have a new stucco texture here as well. I really like that texture. I really like that. It just feels gritty. Like if you touched it, you could feel it. It's got that like, I don't know. It feels good to me. I really like this. I really like this. It is really nice. Yes, excellent. Very good. All right, let's get out of that. And then we have this stone texture here, which of course matches our stairs and our foundation. So nice to have that here in a wallpaper as well. We've got a few different options here. One with little flowers in it. We don't have, wait a second. Hold up. We have pink stairs. Wait, we don't have pink walls unless the swatch is weird. I'm sorry, we have a pink stone stair. Oh wait, no, it's here, it's blue. The swatch is blue. I feel like that should be pink and blue. I mean, this is way more pink than it is that color there. All right, don't worry, false alarm, we have it, okay. Whew. And then we have this little wooden shingle option here, which I think is gonna be useful for roofs and stuff as well. Now this has colors. Like, what happened to these colors on all the other items? This is what I'm after. Like, and in fact, it even has a pink. It has a purple. Purple is like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. It is like one of the most rare colors in this game. There's so few things that come with purple. A lot of things come with pink. Not a lot of them come with purple, but this has it. This is good. This color palette here is kind of what I would want to see on all this stuff over here. But anyway, this is nice. I think this will be good. Now, you guys have already seen, of course, we have the glass walls that have been added into the game. In Enchanted by Nature, we have a new glass wall specifically for this pack. That is this one here. Very organic and curvy. So let me just do a few different colors there as well. We've got a yellow one, green, this will just be useful for all sorts of kind of things. Now, I just want to say as well, the purple one's very nice. I think, first of all, the glass walls, so cool. I love these. I also think it's really interesting how they did it, because like with a wallpaper, I paint this wall on this side. Over the other side, there's nothing there. But you paint glass and it kind of does both sides, which of course makes sense because otherwise what would it be? I just think from just viewing it from the technical side, and because I do a lot of programming and coding as well, I just think it's cool that if I then paint this side, it does also just paint the other side. But that of course only applies when you have glass walls. Like if I paint here now with that, it's not going to change the one on that's, I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Not related to this pack at all, but I just wanted to talk about it. So those are the walls and floors. Pretty limited, which is strange. Like I kind of want more like the actual build pieces, doors, windows, columns, stairs, all that, I think is explored very well in this pack. But then when it comes to like decorations on top of that isn't plant-based, which, okay. I should also mention the pack is called Enchanted by Nature, so plant-based decorations in a pack called Enchanted by Nature makes sense. But I still think we could have used more walls and floors, for decoration as well. Yeah, anyway, that's that. Speaking of plants, let's actually have a look at the plants now, just because this kind of segues into what I was talking about just a second ago about decorations. So we don't really have any wall decorations in this pack. Not wall decorations, sorry, like artwork. What I should be more specific about, like paintings. We have this splashback for kitchens, which we'll have a look at again later. And then that's it. No, that's not true. There is one other thing. It's here, it's locked. You have to get to level 10 of the Naturopath Korea for this one artwork. And then there's no other artwork. I think that to me is so bizarre. Like this is so, like imagine the fairy tale artwork and fairy inspired paintings and posters and all that kind of stuff we could have got. I honestly don't understand why there's zero art. There's nothing. Again, to clarify, yes, there is this, and I should also clarify, this item here, the nature press, you actually use this to create like pressed flowers, which you can then hang on your wall as artwork, which is very cool. I like that. But that's not something I can just buy out of the catalog. The only way I can do it is by doing the debug cheat and pulling it out. And I should probably mention there is this thing here, the Explorer decoration set. So this one is not, I mean, I guess there's art in it. So, okay, this one art piece then. There's one art piece. Here it is. I mean, it's pretty cool. So from a purely building perspective, this is our wall decoration and wall art. And I love it. I mean, all the plants are nice. So let's talk about the plants. You might recognize these two. Kind of interesting. These are the same ones that we saw over on the roof, like here. Not like literally the same one. They're two different items, but this is like a potted plant version. So you can see this one here. Very nice. And then this one here as well. So we've got these two potted plants just there. And then we have a few other little ones here. Look at this. Isn't that cute? Oh, little mushroom house. Tiny little, I guess, succulent or something like that. And another tiny little one here. Oh, look at that little guy there. Look at him. Isn't he cute? And then these ones, I think these are all going to be pretty great for just decorating the exterior of a house or interior, I guess. And there's no reason you could do it inside. But I mean, this, for example, is so perfect for this window. I mean, you get this window, you get this over it. Oh, I mean, dude, Hobbit houses are gonna go off now. I'm telling you. So yeah, these are great pieces here, all sorts of different sizes for different size windows as well. These are, I guess, effectively almost like curtains. I mean, they're not, but they're kind of like nicely go over the windows. And then these you could easily layer on walls. They do kind of have a slightly annoying hitbox there. You can see like, I can't get close. Of course I could use move objects, but these are just nice wall decoration pieces. And there's another one over here for that set too. And then we have this little flower planter, or I guess a garden planter that you hang off the wall. Could go under a window very easily as well. And I love those. Those are all great. And then I guess whilst we're looking at like the plants and the decorations, I'm just gonna have a look at these items that are kind of vaguely related, not directly, but we have this huge pergola, the Sylvan Sanctuary. Very nice. Of course, you could just put tables or whatever under there, benches. So this goes very nicely with all of that plant theming. I mean, you can see how all of these go together so well. I think this is, yeah, wedding arch just here, brand new arch, a nice magical fairy wedding. Oh, you know what would have been cute? They should have made a tiny wedding arch like this, and then your fairies like shrink down and get married there. That'd be cool. And then we have a new swing set as well. It seems like we get so many swing sets these days. I guess they're probably easy for them to just make a new version of. I mean, it looks nice, don't get me wrong, but we just get so many of them. And then obviously not really in the same vibe, or like, it's not really a plant, but this is here. It looks like the exact same set and all that. This is the apothecary table, like the stall. So this is just like one of these kind of stalls, which this is another one here. Num Num's Market Stall. So it's just like one of these, but this is of course where the apothecary Todd sells you stuff and you can buy stuff from in the world, or of course you can place your own. So that's just here. Now, before we get onto the new plants, just there, these are pretty cool. We'll have a look at those in a second. We have these new gnomes, because of course gnomes have got a lot more things going on in this pack now. You can sort of bring them to life as a fairy. And of course we have Gnome Dolph, the gray, the purple, the green, the evil. Ooh. He's pretty cool. Yeah, so like I said, there's some Lord of the Rings references here and there. We've got, who's this one? Plant Gnome. Very nice. I guess to go with the plant sims. And we've got Very Fairy Gnome. Aww, look at his little wings. So those are cute, new gnomes. Now these guys are pretty dang cool. So these are our brand new potted plants. Of course, we've had potted plants in the game before, like all of these things right here. But these ones are a little bit different. These are individual pots that we can buy. So this one just here, you can change the color, of course, as items. You know how items work. So I've got the different pot variants here. And then we have these right here that have like the dotted line under it. Those mean they are a potted plant, or they have to go into a regular garden bed. So these all here can be mixed and matched. Let me just get some here so I can move them around. So I can like move that one out there. This one can go there. Move them around. And in game, you have to sort of take care of these. Not nearly as much as regular gardening. It doesn't take as much maintenance, but you'll have to like sort of water them a little bit. And you can talk to them, become friends with them, that kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot less maintenance than regular plants, but they do give you more customization, of course. And you can put them in regular garden plots as well. So if you didn't want them in there for whatever reason, you can put them in these ones, just like that. And there are some regular plants that you get out of here that can actually go into these potted plants too. But I believe they also change the way they work a little bit. I don't think they give as much produce, and they're a bit smaller when they're in there potentially. I haven't fully explored that in gameplay, but I believe that is how it works. So yeah, these are all really cool. I love these. Great idea. Yeah, it's great. I mean, that's what I got to say about it. So those are our plants and plant-related paraphernalia. Oh, and this guy here, little glade canopy. Now this, I guess you could use, I wasn't exactly sure how it was be used, but I mean, you can just put it against a wall, and then you could have like a, not that one. Well, I guess you could use this one, hang on. You can have it there and just have like a little canopy coming off of it. So you just walk through, have a little canopy, or like a regular glass door, just makes it look a little bit more fun. Could just be a window, could be, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's this one here. Nice little item there. Okay, just before we get to regular household item stuff, let's have a look at the new bar. And then this is that other market stall that I just showed you before. So we'll look at that. The new bar, like, I mean, first of all, so many bars. There's always a bar. If you ever need a bar, I'm gonna say you don't need a bar because we have so many of them. However, they do put effort into these new bars. Like lately, like some of the last few packs, the bars have looked amazing. And this is no exception. I mean, look, I know I was just saying we have so many bars, but if we needed a new bar that was magical, it was for this world, you know, for the fairies. We've got the whole bar is all moss along the top. And you can probably already see that background of that little, this decorative piece here is like a galaxy. It's got like a parallax effect. So when you turn it, it kind of looks like it's a little bit in the distance. Like it is so cool. And if I just go to live mode real quick and I unpause, we have water running through this. There's like galaxies floating up here. I don't know what is going on, but it looks awesome. Like it looks so cool. It's unnecessarily cool. No, it's not unnecessarily cool. It is just cool. But yeah, that's the new bar. And the little galaxy changes colors depending on which one you've got there. And we've got the bar here as well. Beautifully detailed. Yeah. I mean, this is very cool. If you're gonna make like a magic bar and a cult themed bar, this is like, this is so good for it. It's very cool. You know what would be cool? I don't know if this is possible, but if we could get like this kind of thing as like a wallpaper. So you just paint it on the wall and then like it kind of has the parallax effect built into it. Like that'd be so cool. Can we get that, Sims? Thanks, man. All right, let's move on to furniture. The house, regular house furniture. Because it's pretty much just here in this little section. There's not like, and I don't know, I'd have to check, but it doesn't seem like there's that many items. However, at the same time, you could also build an entire house out of the items we've got. Oh, I don't have enough fingers for it. But asterisks on that, because there's some caveats to it where you can't fully do what I just said, but more or less. So let's have a look. Bedroom. We got a whole set of new beds. This is so cool. I love this double bed actually with the canopy and all that. This is so cute. And of course, because we have new fairy babies, well, the babies will look like regular babies, but if you're a fairy and you have a baby, they will become a fairy when they age up. So we have a new bassinet for babies. I mean, that is so cute. And we have a new crib as well for infants and toddlers. No, toddlers use this. For infants. And then a new toddler bed. And then a new oh, there's no single bed. Odd. Like, why did we do that? That's one of the caveats. I don't know why. Like, quite frankly, to me, it's incredible that we got a new bassinet, crib and toddler bed and a double bed. But when you get to 4, it begs the question, why not the full 5 set of beds? You know, it was so close, so close. Anyway, these ones are all so cute. And I think the thing that's disappointing is that it would have been really cute to have a single bed for a child, because now you have a child, they grow up, they have these really cute beds from baby, infant, toddler, and then they've got that they have to sleep in for the next few years. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Sorry, I'm just playing. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's odd to me. It was so close. It's so close. But yeah, these are really cute. I really love these. I love the little acorn theme, which you can see carries over here into some of the toys. We got a little night light there if I go nighttime. I actually wonder, does this, because this specifically says nightlight, does it say that it keeps monsters away? It doesn't say, because kids can have issues with monsters under the bed, which actually, I don't even know if that's an expansion pack. And normally you use this light here to stop them having problems with monsters. But considering this is called nightlight, I was kind of wondering if maybe that does the same thing. Anyway, kids also have a new little toy down here, a little mushroom toy. So these will just go inside of the toy chest, which of course is a big acorn as well. Very cute. I love this, it's so cute. So yeah, a couple of new toys, a little dragon toy there, a little mushroom toy. And back over this way, let's just have a look at this stuff. We have a new clothes hanging rack and a new set of hanging clothes. So I mean, this, because this has moss on it, this very much feels like this is your kind of living off the land, indoor, outdoor kind of thing. Like, I don't think you'd have this in your regular bedroom at home. It's got whole bit of moss on the bottom and plants there. Not that that makes it bad, but it is, it's very, I think it's a very specific situation that you'd use this in. So there's that, and we have the new clothes just here as well. Ooh. Anyway, so we've got that. But then we do have this one, which is obviously a more normal, well, definitely not normal. It's absolutely absurd in a good way, but a more indoor looking dresser that of course we could use for a bedroom. So there you go, there's that one there. Oh, the evil color scheme, I love it. And we have some new curtains here on the wall, of course. I say of course, because you've probably already seen them in the background. So these, you can see the nice shape would fit over all those windows we were looking at earlier. So have a look at those, very nice. And that's set there. And we also have a new dollhouse, which I think you may have seen. Oh, this is actually so cute. It has all the furniture from the back in there and the walls. That's actually really cute. Wait, you could just build this house, right? I mean, these aren't the exact, like the windows are similar shape, they're not exact, but you could probably build this. Because you got the couch there, which we'll look at soon. That mirror on the wall down the bottom, actually we have that. That's a bookcase we have on the right there. We have that chair, we have those shelves. Actually, yeah, and that's the base game potted plant there, I think. Yeah, this is like legit just all the furniture in the back. That's actually really cool. All right, that's a new dollhouse, just there. Okay. And then, still looking at the bedroom themed items, we have the standing mirror. I mean, this is so cool. Like, this is so amazing. Again, because it's covered in moss, I don't know that it really makes sense having it inside of a house. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want. But yeah, it's got that sort of moss theme to it, but that is so cool. I love it. And now we'll move on to bathroom and I guess wall shelves, because there's just a couple of them here. So this is the item I showed you earlier, our one like art piece that we can buy without unlocking or using cheats through gameplay or like that kind of stuff. This is the one we can buy. This is the one right here, and it does have beautiful art on it. I mean, some of these are so cool. Like, I wish we had a bigger, regular looking poster version of it. Not poster, but like a frame version of it. Anyway, there you go. Very nice. And we have this sort of offset selection of shelves here. And these two are different shelves here as well, like a little mushroom shelf and a bigger mushroom shelf, which is really cute. I want to talk more about the mushrooms in a little bit. Oh, actually, this is cool. That matches the, they're grown together like oversized mushroom. Not grown, what am I saying? Cottage living, oversized mushroom, not growing together. I guess I'm thinking mushrooms growing. But yeah, these are cool. So, and let me just, can I put these? Yeah, so I'll just show you all those slots on the shelves here. So there's a bunch down there, one there, a couple up the top, one on the mushroom there and there as well. All right, so then we have a new bathroom set, full bathroom set. It's kind of, I mean, it's very cool. It's like kind of two different sets. So we've got obviously this sink here, nice wood, organic, fun looking sink, really cool. Go through that set there. Go nicely indoors and all that. And then we have this toilet that is a tree stump covered in moss, which that's not to say it's not really cool. I think this is really cool. But this is, again, not really something you can put inside. And as such, it doesn't really go with this sink. Like, these seem like they're two different sets. And on top of that, then we have this shower, which looks amazing. It's called the Crystalline Waterfall Shower. Beautiful. But what does this go with? This doesn't go with anything. It doesn't go with any of the other stuff at all in the pack that we've looked at so far. Like, at least the toilet does go with that set of items, and so does this. These are just two opposite sets. And these two look amazing. I mean, I love these, but they don't go with anything. But anyway, in a vacuum, this is very cool. So there you go. I mean, I guess it's got the moss on it and stuff. So I guess this is your outdoor shower and tub. Maybe you put it in amongst rocks or something, but I don't know. It's a little strange. Just in the sense that I think these are fine, but I think we probably also needed a set that we could use indoors. Like, I mean, of course we can use it indoors if we want to, but like, it doesn't seem like it, like this sink does not go with these three items. So I don't know. Anyway, so that's our new bathroom set. And then this is our bathroom sink. And then this is like a mirror so we got two mirrors in the back. We got this mirror here and then the wall mirror, which usually when there's like a wall mirror and a bathroom sink, you're going to use them together because it's, the new pack. But what's odd about it is when you put it, behind the sink they just cut it. Oh gosh. They just cut into each other. Like, this just goes straight through it, which just seems like if we're adding a new sink and a new mirror that goes above a sink, we should make sure that they actually fit properly. Like, I know not every mirror in the game has to fit every sink, but when we're in the same pack, all we had to do was maybe just lift it up a little bit. Like, if you didn't even want to change the design, just lift it up a little and it would be fine. Like, it's not too high. That's our regular wall height there. It just seems odd that That's just completely missed. I don't know. Very cool mirror though. I mean, I love this mirror. Like it's so, I mean, this is going to be so much fun to build with all of this stuff in this pack. The Hobbit houses, like I said before, are going to go off. Is going to go off. Anyway, I think I like to really hone in on some little details sometimes. So if it seems like I'm really going hard on stuff, it's not that serious, but it's just something that I want them to note and hopefully fix. We need to be aware of this stuff. Someone's got to say it, because otherwise it's going to keep happening. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's the bathroom stuff. Let's move on to living room. Let's go. So starting off in the living room, we have the most outdoor looking furniture ever. Okay, when I say living room, I guess I should say living furniture. Just the rest of the furniture. Anyway, I was starting off with the fireplaces. I love this stone fireplace. That is so beautiful. This can be used, I would say indoor or outdoor. I know it's covered in moss. I guess the whole covered in moss thing, I guess makes it a little bit more difficult to use it inside. But I kind of feel like you could have this inside, depending on the build. Or it is a very beautiful looking exterior fireplace that you could have like around a little pit, like not pit, obviously that's the fireplace, but like have it around a nice outdoor lounge area. Then we also have this new interior fireplace. You know, actually something I'd like with fireplaces is just smaller ones, because all the ones we've got are really big. I mean, we've got a couple smaller ones in some of the packs, but we need some more small ones. Anyway, that's this one here. Very nice, very good, very good. And then we have this little set of furniture here. Nice mossy ones. I feel like sitting on these, my butt would just get wet. Not that that matters in Sims, but in real life, I don't know if I'd sit on a bench that was just covered in moss like this, personally. But maybe you would. Anyway, armchair to go with it. And then this, I mean, I love all the flowers on this. It's so cute. So this is like, I know I've kind of got it positioned as a coffee table. It's not a coffee table, it's a bench. But also, yeah, I don't know if I would want to sit on that. I feel like I'd ruin all the flowers on it. But it's very cute. And then we have this bench, which is like the most normal. You know what? I actually think, legitimately, let me just check. Yes, this is literally the most, I guess, quote unquote normal, because what is normal? But the most, how about we say, instead of normal, most like generic looking bench, or generic item in the pack. Like it is the most just like, this could be in any pack and it wouldn't matter. But like if you put this in, I don't know, high school years, it's like, what is it doing in there, for example? But this could go in any single pack in The Sims 4 and it wouldn't matter. It's almost just kind of random that we've got this. But I'm going to go ahead and assume, I haven't fully looked around the world yet, but they're probably just around the world. They probably just needed a bench to put around the place. Wait, no, they didn't even use it here. That's a base game bench. Wait, why do we have this bench? Why do we have a whole new bench and then we're using base game ones in the world? What are we doing? Anyway, there's a new bench. So if you want a new bench, there you go. Someone out there watching this right now is thinking, man, this is the one bench I've been waiting for. And this is the only reason I'm going to buy Enchanted by Nature. And to you, I would say, maybe don't buy this pack for just this bench. Probably not worth it. All right, then we have the set of Samesville furniture. It's just funny looking at this angle, like everything is like, looks the same color, the same style, which is, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's just kind of funny when I looked at it like that. I think it's great that we have all this stuff that matches, but I guess if you're not into matchy, it ain't gonna work for you. So we have two different armchairs here. We actually have a left arm. Well, I guess that's actually a right arm. We have a right and a left. One has a cushion, one doesn't. So you can kind of pair these two together. So cushion and cushionless, and then they have the sort of opposing arm placements. I think these are really cute, a little bit of fun. And then we have various chairs. So I think these are two dining chairs here. Yeah, two dining chairs, one that almost looks like, you know, it's kind of giving also, like this in particular to me is giving like seashell vibes. Oh, it's literally called Shell Sofa. Okay, maybe I should have read the name. Ooh. Well, I will say that credit to the designer of this item, because I mean, I don't even need the name to know that's exactly what you're trying to do. It's giving like Little Mermaid vibes. Ooh, actually, I do like this color scheme here that we got going on. So we got a new 3-seater couch, new armchairs. We don't have any 2-seater couches though, which I guess besides that bench, which I do find, and this is one of those asterisks where I said you can build a whole house out of this. It does make it difficult especially if you're trying to build like a smaller house, if you only have a 3-seater couch and then armchairs, because it's kind of a bit awkward sometimes. But anyway, that's just a little thing. So we have a couple of dining chairs here as well. So these all, so you can probably guess all of these items are gonna have the same swatches. So I'm gonna go through all of them together. And we have this bar stool here as well. And we have a small dining table and a 4-seater dining table. Let me just move these around here so we can see. A bit easier sometimes to see what it actually is when the chairs are on it. So that's that one there. And then this one can just go like, whoops, like that. So we've got this table here and then this little wall. It's a little bit bright in the sun. Yeah, those guys there. Then this is actually a desk. It might not look like it right now, but this is a desk. We can have a look there. All those colors. I'll get one of these chairs. So yeah, we have a single tile dining table, 2 tile and a desk and 2 new dining chairs. And then this is like, I guess, what's the shelf table? I guess it's kind of like an end table-ish. Go with all this right here. And then a new coffee table as well. And then again, of course, all the same colors throughout all of these. And to go with our living room set, we have a new large rug. Well, we have a few rugs here, but we got this large rug here. Got this one, a lighter version. I mean, okay. Can I just say, you know how I was talking about the artwork for the walls? These just on a wall, smaller on a wall. We've got the art, folks. Let's get some art in the game. I mean, these could just go on the wall. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, is it irrational to be annoyed that there's not enough like paintings and posters? I don't know. Anyway, those are those rugs. Then we have a Animal Crossing rug. I don't know. Because it's a leaf, it just kind of reminds me of the Animal Crossing logo. It does have a lot of different variations to it. It does seem a little, I don't know, it kind of, not that any of the other stuff is super grounded, but this almost feels like a little like cartoony to just have like a leaf rug. I don't know. It just kind of feels like there's something about it, this rug in general, that doesn't really fit for me. I don't know what it is. Is it just me? Let me know in the comments. Then we have this rug, which is moss, I guess, like a moss rug. It's kind of a little, I don't know where I would use this. Like, I don't know how to use this. Let me know in the comments down below. It's some cool designs on it. Like, I like the look of it, but I don't know how I would use it or where I would use it. So there's that rug there. And then let's have a look at bookcases and storage and all that kind of stuff. So we've got this guy here, this bookcase, which actually you might have already seen. It kind of got spoiled down there in the dollhouse. So there's this bookcase here, and then we have these 2 larger ones, a left and a right. There's just big trees, and these can go straight on a wall, so it would look pretty cool against the wall. And then we have this little book collection here as well. That's also a bookcase. So these ones, of course, have that same color palette all throughout. And so do these larger ones. There we go, you can see all the colors there. And then this is just I guess a decorative shelf cabinet kind of thing that will go with the kitchen set, which we'll look at in a moment. Oh, I guess actually maybe it's kind of goes with the apothecary stuff too, which we'll also have a look at in just a moment. So we can have a look at some of these colors. And that's that kind of collection there. And then this is our apothecary table, which of course is for the new apothecary skill. And this has those same swatches throughout. So there you go. Ooh, the evil one. Yeah, let's go. Similar to the paintings, these are all like the decorative items that we have. Well, not, I guess, that clutter items or like little trinkets and doodads to put around your house. This is it. So like I'm in the decorative category now, and you'll see obviously like there's the gnomes and stuff. There's a lot of like locked stuff, which I don't mind like having unlockable stuff as you go through, but I think it shouldn't be at the expense of us only having a few tiny items to decorate our house with. Like, and this is one of those caveats I was talking about. Where it's like, yes, we could furnish an entire house, but the decorations are going to be lacking in things that aren't plants. Like we've got all the plant stuff. There's so much stuff to do with plants, which is great, makes sense. But I just kind of feel like we needed some more artwork here or like some more decorations. We've got a new little freezer bunny fairy guy, very cute. This little frame here with a couple pictures in it. Little fairy, is that like a fairy? Oh, actually, I guess, could you use this for, actually that's kind of cute. Because you could make a little fairy door in a tree, right? Like do something like this. That's cute. Okay, I like that. But yeah, we could have more items. I want more. Yeah, that's really cute. I like that. That's actually really cute. And then this little fey fan bell, which I believe you also get from when you become a fairy as well or something like that. Oh, I can't change the color on that one. So yeah, there's those decorative items. And then of course there's the unlockable items, which will be through either the naturopath career, or I think the apothecary skill. And we have a few of those. Where did I put them? Over here. So there's these things here are the unlockable stuff. So what do we got here? So level 8 of the career, you get this tiny little decoration. Cool. Level 2 of the apothecary skill, you get this, which, I mean, I don't know why generic these don't have gameplay, do they? No, they don't do anything. Oh, this one? No, I can just move it. This one? I can just move it. These 2 things do something, which is fine. But this is just like kind of decorative clutter. I kind of think, like I said, I don't mind having oh, my ear, sorry. I don't mind having unlockable stuff, and I think that is quite beneficial sometimes to have something to go for. But like, I don't know, just decorative clutter when we're lacking so much of it, just locking it kind of seems weird. It just seems unnecessary. Like, I don't know. Anyway, they're nice items, but you can't get them unless you do the stuff, so. And then there's also this one here. Finally, a bit of art, the locked art. Level 10 of the career, you finally get some art for your walls. And even then, not great. Like, I mean, it's cool, but like all it does is change colors. We don't even have any variations really. So there's that. Now this is a cool idea. So these things unlock by doing some fables. So this is unlocked by completing the Stubborn Misfortune fable. And those are kind of like the Henford on Bagley errands. Kind of that inspired thing, almost like a little quest, like mini quest that you do. And then you can sort of unlock some stuff. And this, I haven't fully played with it yet, but you can see I can teleport to, and I just need fairy dust to be able to use that. This guy here as well, we can summon the Spruce Almighty NPC with this, the Glaswood tree, which we get from the Not Mushroom for Error fable. So yeah, we got a few of those items, and we have, so I just did the debug cheat. These here we go. Now we finally have some artwork. Again, I guess quote unquote locked. These are all the things you get from, oh, there's a fairy here. The nature press, so like where you press flowers and that stuff. These are the things you get from it. You do get some beautiful bits of art and all that, which is lovely. And again, I'm not saying I mind stuff being collectible and unlockable through gameplay, but we also need stuff for when we're not doing that gameplay to decorate with, you know? So anyway, there's a whole bunch of these. You can see them all there. So that's that. Should we have a look at the kitchen set? And boy, do I have some notes about this. I have to imagine that it is a specific design choice and inspired by something very specific. But I really dislike the seams and the way that these really don't flow that well together. I love everything else about these. Like, they look so cool and they look really good, like for the pack. That fits perfectly. But the countertop, I don't know what's going on here. And you can really see like the little pixelation on this. Like it's just being compressed in the wrong bit depth or something. Like it's bizarre. I don't know what's going on with it. But I think this particular element where there's a seam, that's just a personal preference. I don't like that, but I mean, obviously that's a design choice and that's fine. But I think when you have like, this one's not so bad, but here where you can really see that little hard pixel edge, like, I don't know, that to me is just, that ain't good. That ain't right. This one's not as bad. It is there, you can still see it. And it's just something that I feel like it just makes it stop looking like wood. And now it looks like a video game. Like obviously The Sims is a game, but you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, like, it's harder to suspend your disbelief when you see like a JPEG artifact. When I'm looking at a low-res JPEG, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we do have a full kitchen counter set, which is actually pretty epic. I'm actually genuinely surprised that we have a full set. So I've got all the pieces here, left end, the corner, regular piece, the outer corner, and then the other end piece. And then we also have a full island counter set here too, which is also amazing. Like, genuinely, I'm surprised that we have a full kitchen set. That is really cool. And we also have the curved pieces over here for the island just there. So yeah, this is actually really cool, apart from the little things I said I didn't like about it. But in general, very cool. Let me get out a wall real quick, because not only do we have a brand new kitchen set, which again, I think is great. I love when we get new kitchens. It is awesome. We just get rid of this. We have a brand new kitchen cabinet set too. Oh, so good. Look at these. Also, this piece is always weird. The outer corner, it always feels like it should just be able to go here, but it technically is only allowed to go on an actual corner like this. It's kind of weird. But maybe this is the piece. Wait, that doesn't even join. Oh wait, is that an end piece? That's my fault. Maybe this is the piece that doesn't have stuff that goes on it. Okay, this one I can't put anything on. Okay, yeah. So the ones down the bottom are fine. This one has a big shelf, a big opening, but I can't get anything on it. So yeah, that's a bit silly. Anyway, so we got this kitchen, great. I mean, I love the whole set here. And of course, we have the backsplash, which I showed way earlier on in the video. And you can see the different variations here, like that. I do like that they're doing these backsplashes. I think this is one recent addition in packs that I've really, really loved that we're doing this. Like, I think it's just so helpful for kitchens and bathrooms, and I've used it in other places as well. Now, of course, we've got all this stuff that there's no new fridge, stove, dishwasher. Oh, actually there is the sink is like right here. There's this sink, which does actually sort of fit in with it. So you could use this in the kitchen like that, which is a nice, quite frankly, a nice little combination there. Look at that, beautiful. But yeah, there's no like appliances, which I guess kind of makes sense because this pack adds all the sort of natural living. So you can like forage for food, bathe in the water outside. You can do all that kind of stuff. So you don't really need, strictly speaking, a fridge, stove, or any of that stuff. So you could get away without it. But it is just kind of weird because now you're like in a position where I guess you're going to use this fridge and I guess this cooktop, which I guess goes with it. But then it's like, I don't know. Just base game items have that vibe about them, you know? You know what I mean? The base game vibe. Anyway, yeah, there's no like appliances to go with it. But let's move on to our final little section here, the lights. The lights are very heavy in the fantasy direction, which I love because I mean that's what this pack is. It's supposed to be fantasy, it's supposed to be whimsical. So we've got these wall lights here, various branches with flowers on them. I think these are super cute, and you can sort of, so these are the different versions here. You can sort of put them together like this. You could get this one branching up in here somewhere, or you could even like, you just combine them together, you can definitely do a lot of stuff with it. You can basically just have a nice wall decoration that also happens to be a light. Oh my God, that's actually really bright over there. And then likewise, we have a floor lamp version of it, which is just a light, which is kind of cool. And a ceiling light version just here. And these have like a little bit of moss on them too, which is really cute. And we have, I guess, a more, quote unquote, normal light. It's still fun and whimsical. It's like a leaf on it, a little window at the top there. That's really cute. It's like a little flower petal kind of thing. Yeah, so there's that one there. Then we have this tiny little one. And I guess we had the night light as well, which I put over in the bedroom category. This little guy, that's a light as well. And then this little mushroom light too. More like ambiance than anything. And then there's this one. This is like full fantasy right here. And I love it. It is a floating light. That's what it does. That's its thing. It floats. So if I go to live mode and unpause, it will bob up and down. It's really cool. Actually, I think that's really cute. I think it's a fun element. See, that's why I kind of think like with the windows and stuff, like way back at the beginning when I was saying we need those really fantastical fantasy colors, like bright and fun and all that. Because pairing it with this, like we're there, we're nearly there, you know? Just we need to take one more step and we're there. All right, last little section, the new mailbox, amazing. And of course, the fairy house, which if you're a fairy, you can use this and regenerate in it, all that. Of course, I am a centaur. That's not a real thing in the game, but I do have hooves on. Centaur is not an occult. That's just me playing pretend. Just to be clear. And then the little fairy house here. So let's have a look at these two. So the mailbox, very nice. All those same colors. And our little fairy house, very cute. So that is our build buy. That's all the regular stuff. Don't believe I missed anything. Sometimes I do. But yeah, that's all our regular stuff that you can get in the build buy. And I guess when you look at it like this, is there that much? I think there's a few key categories where we are missing and we are lacking sorely. Wallpapers and floors. I don't know what happened here. I feel like we could have done better here. Even just in the color palette as well. It's odd. Paintings and posters. This is all we got. And it's not even in the paintings and posters category. But this is all we got, ignoring the unlockable stuff. What happened there? I don't know. It just seems odd. The single bed. No single bed. But I think still all that, those like key things I pointed out, like with all that, I think for me personally, to build like a fantasy, fairy tale, fairy, hobbit inspired build, I think I've got everything here that I need to do it. And of course we will be doing that in a video, but we're definitely going to be building something crazy. So I think overall, I'm pretty pleased with this set. I think it's comprehensive enough that you can do a full build, supplementing other stuff in, even if it's base game. I'm going to try to do just a Enchanted by Nature and base game build to see how much we can actually do. Because of course, if you add in every other pack, you could probably do something like next level. But you know, we're trying to use this pack, see if it stands on its own, not relying on other stuff. And then I think the last category where we lack, surprisingly, is plants when you look at all this. But there's just no plants in here at all, like in build mode. I just find that so bizarre because especially if I do the debug cheat to show like all the world decoration items, like where you can find all the stuff in the world, and I search here in our debug, we end up finding a lot of really cool looking plants. And it's just like, it's one of those things, it's like, what are we doing? Why are we not putting these into the catalog for players to use? Like even just like, this is like just a normal looking tree, but it's like a new tree. I mean, sometimes some of these debug things are in other packs. This might've been, and that actually kind of looks like it might've been in another pack already. But when we get to stuff like this, I mean, look at this. This is just kind of wacky. Like, I know maybe people might be like, what the heck is this? Why is it in my game? But like, this is the pack for it, you know? And they do have this stuff. It's just hidden away. Like, you gotta do a cheat to unlock it. And then, okay, talking about mushrooms earlier, Like, I don't know, these are so cool. Like, I feel like we should just be able to place these easily. Like, of course I can place them, but you got to do a cheat to get into the catalog to be able to even find them. And then there's like these really cool new rocks, like all these mossy rocks here. I don't know if these are 100% new. These, again, might have been in another pack. But this kind of stuff, I think it should be just in the catalog. You know what I mean? There's actually one more thing that I think would be awesome to have. Oh, I can't find it now. Oh, these. So these are from like the little plant store in the game. I don't know, just pallets full of plants. This is cool. I mean, I guess we do technically have it, but I don't know, just a way to place these a little bit easier. Some really cool live edit debug stuff. So I'd recommend looking through this if you get it. And then last but not least, let's have a look at all the pre-made rooms, because this will show off how they want us to use all these items. So we've got this little pre-made kitchen in here, which is actually really cute. Although it seems odd that they've placed this through the wall there, like, and through the counter. But anyway, whatever. It's cute. Also, they've used it as like a little window dressing, just wall decoration. Like, and you can see they've weaved the lights into this plant on the wall there. That's really nice. And the apothecary table there. Like, I think the pre-made rooms, I don't know. I would be curious actually, how many of you guys use the pre-made rooms? I'm just wondering, because I have no idea. Like, I don't ever use these, but I do think, especially when there's a new pack, they are good to look at, because then you can kind of see how they intended some of these items to be used. If you're not sure, you're like, oh, how do I use this? It can sometimes be really good to have a look at what they've done. So you can see they got that new wall back there, like the mossy wall on the back there. And they've used that sink in the kitchen here as well, like I set up before. And actually they're using that fridge and stove set that I was, which makes sense because the others look a little goofy. And then over here we got a little bathroom. So they do use the mossy toilet inside here. Interesting. The floating light, we've got the splashback on the wall there, little mushroom shelf. We've got a nice bedroom in here. Oh, this is where they use that moss rug. Okay, they're just using it as like a little decorative rug. Okay. Wow, this room would be absolutely incredible to actually have. Like, I don't think I personally would like it, but if I went to someone's place and they had this room, I'd be like, holy moly, that is so cool. Then we got this large living room over here. This is nice. I like how they've done the stone behind the fireplace there. And they got another little moss rug underneath that bit. You can see how these curtains line up with those windows nicely. Yeah, that's lovely. Then we have a dining room. Ooh, I like that being used as like the accent wall. Ooh, actually that's really nice the way they've lined up the wallpaper with where the window is. I don't know, did they do that on purpose? If I move this actually, is that just, I think that actually might just be lucky with how I place it. Yeah, that was just lucky. Because if I move it, doesn't line up now. But with it lined up, that tree going around that window actually looks so good. That looks so good. So yeah, nice little dining room. Then we got a little sort of office, apothecary space. Interesting, they use a glass wall and put the shelves on it. Okay, interesting. Oh, there's that stone fireplace in there. That looks nice on that wall. And a little nursery, cute. Oh, look at that, that's actually really cute. I like that. And then, ooh, I was choosing the colors when I was placing these, but we've got the evil dark fantasy room. This is cool. We've got that little dollhouse. Oh, look at that. The gnome fairy on the mushroom up there. That's so cute. Nah, that's beautiful. And we've got an outdoor space here. They've actually used the bar backing here. Oh, and then they put that little fairy house on top of that little moss rug. Okay, that's kind of cute. And a wedding arch just there. All right. And then another little, I guess, I don't know, there's glass here. I guess you'd use that as like a little sunroom maybe. Cute. Well, that, my friends, is the Enchanted by Nature build by overview. I think overall, I think it's a great set of items, especially in this style. I think it's going to be a lot of fun building with this. Again, assuming you're wanting to build in this style. If you don't want to build in this style, there's almost nothing here for you except that one park bench. So you've got that, if nothing else. That's if all else fails you. Of course, I pointed out my gripes here and there, but that of course doesn't take away from the fact that I still think overall the whole pack is cohesive enough that we can build an entire house with just this pack and base game, and I think it will look really, really fantastic, and I'm excited to do just that, so stay tuned for that. But thank you so much to my top level members for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for watching. So let me know what you think in the comments down below of this build set. I think overall it's done pretty well. There's a few things here and there that I think are odd, or maybe a little oversight, but that's not to take away from the fact that I think with all of this stuff put together, we can actually build a house that is going to look pretty dang good and fit the vibe perfectly. Like, we have pretty much everything we need to do that. So I think that's a pretty successful set. I think where it maybe struggles is because of the fact that it is such a specific style. So they need to make items kind of in every category to fill it out. But when you're doing that in every category, when you're missing like things here and there, there's nothing from base game that kind of fills the void. So you kind of end up in this place where it seems like the pack is both like covering everything, but also limiting what you can do with it. I don't know if I explained that very well. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'm definitely excited to check out what we can do with all the build stuff and see how we go. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.